My name is Fabian Cota, and we are in Mesa, Arizona. Beautiful, sunny Mesa, Arizona. I am the president of the police association. I've been here for quite a while, and the issue, and it really, because of our location close to the border, it affects a lot of the communities around here. And I did some work as a sheriff's deputy even closer to the border when I was assigned in Ajo. And I got to see, unfortunately, some really terrible things with regards to, we were the ones that would respond and find a lot of the bodies and recover a lot of the bodies in the desert. And that just lends to, that really showed and ingrained into me the desperation and the real issues that are facing people down there. And I talked to an immigration official who said she used to get angry at these mothers who would bring their kids across and risk, their health and welfare. And she sat down and talked with one of these mothers, and the mothers was basically said, "What type of a mother would I be if I let my child starve?" Here, it's an issue with people that they want immigration enforced. The problem that I see, and what kind of sculpted our solutions or how we're trying to help our community out, is up here. The police department has very limited resources, and we don't even have the resources to deal with crime and fighting crime. We have a detention facility that has 25 people in it for a city of 500,000 people. So that in and of itself shows you that we don't have the resources, and we haven't dedicated the resources to dealing with the criminal aspect. And somehow we got this notion that we have to do ICE's job without any resources. I looked at this thing and said, there's a lot of liability. You have to know immigration law. When our officers are enforcing state law, that's only like a 200, 300 pages of documents. Immigration, the last immigration act that was passed, it was over 800 pages long, and it made references to past immigration acts. It made references to international treaties. It made references to United Nations treaties. And I'm sitting there looking at this saying, my guys know nothing about immigration, UN treaties, and we have this agreement with this country and we have that agreement with this country. And really, you're asking a local officer to take away someone's freedom by, you're saying they're here illegally, we're going to detain you longer, we're going to hold you, we're going to say that you're an illegal alien because you said you're an illegal alien. But when you start reading immigration law, you start seeing that there are instances where people could have never set foot in the United States and still be illegal residents. It is so convoluted. There's exclusions, exemptions, and all this other. So I'm just looking at it like, my guys are not trained to deal with this. It's funny because they will admit it is much more costlier to have officers be involved, local officers involved in the immigration issue, than it is to get additional Border Patrol resources there. And so when we asked J.D. Hayworth, hey, you can either let me tell you what we need, and we told him all the training and all this other stuff, and then we posed a question to him and said, wouldn't it be easier just to get us like 200 Border Patrol guys to handle this area over here? And he's like, yeah. And so I'm like, well, let's do something about that. But while he was there, he didn't. It's a political thing that they haven't wanted to deal with, that they're trying to stick us with. And so we worked with the mayor, we worked with the city council, we met with the mayor on the issue. We tried to address, make sure that he understands that these are the concerns that we have. We met with our council, we met with our police chief. we meet with anybody that'll listen to us, that will listen to reason and say, you know, it really does make more sense to have ICE, who's charged and trained and has the resources to do that. When we run across that, we can call on ICE. And that was one of the really smart things that our previous chief helped establish. He invited ICE to come, and, you know, we need more people. How about you plant some of your ICE guys in our units, and when we encounter illegal aliens, we'll be more efficient. We don't have to worry if ICE is going to come, because realistically, ICE will publicly say that they're going to come every single time you call them. Physically, how are you going to do that when you have millions of people up here and they have all their resources down at the border, and they only have 27 people, and Phoenix has 1.6 million people in it? They don't even have enough resources to handle that, and it's to handle the whole state. So yeah, they'll say they've come, but I've been out in the field, and when you've called them and called them and called them, hey, we have this house and this house, we have 80, 90, and we have calls, and there's robberies going on, and we don't have enough people on the street. So it's like, what do we do with them? The bottom line goal that we're trying to do is provide the best police services. And believe it or not, when you start using your police as an enforcement wing, illegal aliens are crime victims too, and they witness crimes. We've had them where they were the only witness to a homicide. And if you're the family of the homicide victim, and the only way you're going to get justice is for an illegal alien to step forward and say, yes, this is what I saw, and that's what we need them to do for our criminal justice system to work, you're going to be very disappointed when they don't want to talk to the police because they're afraid to be deported. This problem is not new, and I just want people to walk away with an understanding that this is not a new problem, and if they really want to understand it, that they really study it, not jump to conclusions, and not jump to any hasty conclusions, and just really research it. And if you really research it, you'll come to understand the wisdom behind having this type of arrangement. I had a guy at a community group come to me, and I hadn't thought about it. He goes, the American dream has always been to come to America. And he said, I never thought I would get to, in my lifetime, I never thought I would see where people would really, that there would be this big groundswell to outlaw the American dream. By doing it this way, we would be saving millions upon millions of dollars for the taxpayer. We would be much more efficient on a national level. I mean, Mesa's very efficient. If everybody did it in this manner, you would be doing that. And I think that you would be doing those communities that currently fear local law enforcement, you would be providing law enforcement services to them. I truly believe when the Constitution says equality for everybody, it's equality for everybody. And really, that's our bottom line. That's what we're trying to accomplish, justice for all. It doesn't always happen, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't strive for that. So in the best world, that's what I would want.